Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining the SheTrades webinar series with Coffee with the Financiers. Today we have Standbic Zambia, and we're very happy to have them. And we also have a special guest, which you will find out in a few minutes. Before we start the webinar, I would just like to go through some housekeeping rules. Connect to audio if you're using a desktop or mobile phone. And this will be on your top left side in the connection tab. And also please remember to keep your camera off and your microphone on mute to allow speakers to continue their presentation without any disruption. The presenter will remain muted until the webinar begins, so don't worry if you do not hear anything. Oh, so this is actually the other slide, so nevertheless we have started. And I would like to just give you a little background on SheTrades Invest and why we are doing this. So SheTrades Invest is a program, a project that is that connects eligible women entrepreneurs with the right financiers. And at the same time, we try to help these women, or you in this case, to be investment ready, to know exactly what is important in terms of documentations, what is out there that's available for you to get the right financing for your business. So SheTrades Coffee with Financial Institutions is happening in a period that is quite sensitive, which is COVID-19, and a lot of entrepreneurs have voiced their concerns of cash flow. And what we wanted to do is bring financial institutions together, bring entrepreneurs together, and foster a conversation. And today we're going to be fostering this conversation with Stanbic Zambia, particularly under Anakazi Banking. And you will learn about their products and services. And at the same time, you can ask questions, clarify anything that you have doubts on. Just really take this opportunity with our experts to find out what is best for your business, what is out there, and how can you be more resilient through financing. So before I go into it, I'd just like to present the SheTrades Invest team. We have Anna Mori, who is our project and partnership manager, myself, which I'm the project coordinator in the forefront also with SheTrades Invest. And we also have Marco Aletti, who is our expert in access to finance. Nina Jason, who is our communications expert, and Ms. Shileshi Mwamba, who is our ITC National Coordinator for Zambia. Marco, Shileshi, would you like to say anything or present yourselves?
Yes. Letitia, may I go ahead?
Please.
Hello, Letitia?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I may go ahead?
Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you. Welcome to you all, and thank you for tuning in. I hope you are well and you have your coffee cups with you. I am Chileshe Mwamba, the National Coordinator for SheTrades Zambia project. SheTrades is a global initiative that connects 3 million women-owned businesses to markets by 2021, and we're present in more than 30 countries. Here in Zambia, SheTrades is implemented by the International Trade Center, ITC, and we work in close collaboration with the Ministry of Commerce, Trade, Industry, as well as the Zambia Development Agency, popularly known as the ZDA. We are funded by EIF, Enhanced Integrated Framework, and if you ever feel to visit us, we're at the ZDA in room 105. The COVID crisis has had a slowdown effect on our businesses, and it has been tough. We have experienced, and I've spoken to a lot of businesses, they have experienced difficulties in managing their cash flow. Debt has been impossible to collect. There have been changes in consumer behavior and budgets. We're seeing a closure of retail spaces. Suppliers do not accept credit terms or unwilling to accept credit terms. There has been an increase in cost of inputs. Your goods are spending more and more time at the border. There's been an increase in transport costs, and you've also faced difficulties in meeting salaries and rental payments. So therefore, through SheTrades, we want to find innovative ways to support you, especially through finance. I'm particularly excited about this activity today, and it's special. It's special because of the team that we have partnered with, the team just to get it done, Stanbic Bank Zambia and Anakazi Banking. Anakazi Banking has been deliberate and intentional with their approach when it comes to gender lens finance, and they know it's the right thing to do. So I'd like to acknowledge Stanbic team members, Chanda Katonga and Mwangala Mutao, that are here with us today. Therefore, I'd like to introduce to you today's guests.
Shaleshi, before we introduce the guests, Marco Letti, would you like to say any few words? Hi, Marco. I've unmuted you. Okay, so we're having a little glitch over there. Shaleshi, please go ahead.
Okay. May we please have the next slide? So today's special guests are Ms. Eunice Mundia, who has 15 years of banking experience. She's held several roles in Stanbic banking. She has amassed a wealth of experience in relationship management, providing strategic, transactional, and lending support to customers. She is exposed to the foreign exchange and money markets in her role in Stanbic Global Markets as a coverage manager in corporate and investment banking. She is currently the head of enterprise banking at Stanbic. She is responsible for a dedicated team who are market leaders in responding to the needs of a modern day entrepreneur. So where you are with the coffee cups, please welcome Ms. Eunice Mundia. I'd also like to present to you our next speaker, Ms. Rose Sibisi. Ms. Rose Chola Sibisi is currently the first Zambian female CEO and shareholder of a privately owned Zambian television station that broadcasts in the SADC region. She's a communications specialist with over 25 years corporate experience for 8 globally branded companies. She's a community member of SheTrades, a qualified trainer of trainers for Dal Carnegie. She is a trainer for Anakazi Banking and has facilitated more than 90 training for over 90 Zambian women countrywide for the past 2 years. So please give them a warm welcome in the chat section to Stanbic Zambia, and Eunice, over to you. Thank you so much, Letitia.
Thank you, Shaleshi. So this is the slides for Eunice. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Chileshe, and thank you so much, Letitia. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you, SheTrades, for giving Stanbic Bank and Anakazi Banking this platform to interact with our female entrepreneurs today and to showcase the work that we're doing in the market. If you do not mind, I will turn off the camera for the rest of my presentation and we'll be back with the camera for the Q&A just to ensure a smooth connectivity. Just a brief introduction about who we are as Stanbic Bank. We are part of the Standard Bank group of companies with strong African roots and presence in over 20 countries. Stanbic Bank Zambia is the largest bank by balance sheet and earnings. And Zambia has been home to the bank for over 60 years now, with a vast branch network across the major provinces. Our mission statement is Zambia is our home and we drive our growth. And this has been a cornerstone of our offering. Within the enterprise banking segment, we have focused on micro, small, and medium businesses and have been market leaders in offering customer solutions that meet the everyday banking needs of our entrepreneur, and most importantly, add value to their businesses by supporting our entrepreneurs' growth aspirations. Next slide, please. So throughout my presentation, you will note that I have picked up a key theme, which is help me. And I chose this theme because it took me back to a significant encounter I had with a female entrepreneur many years ago as a young business banker at one of our branches in Stanbic. I remember one cold morning, quite like today actually, sitting in the banking hall at my desk waiting to attend to customers. And a lady walked in. She seemed rather shy, a little intimidated by our corporate formal appeal. And the fact that the aircon was at 19 degrees, I think also did not help matters. She slowly walked over to me and I offered her a seat, greeted her, asked how I could be of service. And she turned to me and she said, I need help. I supplied small dry fish, which we commonly call in Zambia as kapenta, to an organization. And instead of paying me cash, they gave me this. She showed me, she took out a piece of paper and it was a check. She said, I need you to help me to turn this piece of paper into cash. I do not have a bank account. A friend of mine told me about Standbic Bank. If you look back, this lady came to us with a simple request, turn this paper into cash. This was the beginning of a long relationship with who we came to know at the time as one of the largest traders of this kapenta fish in Lusaka. Over the years, she introduced us to a vast number of her associates and we grew our relationship. It all started with us responding to her need, which was help me transact. That was the beginning of the relationship with this customer. And it does also form the beginning of the relationship with the majority of our customers. At Standbic, we facilitate your transactions by offering you firstly a bank account in the form of a business current account, which comes with a checkbook, or a Tamanga account, which has a lower monthly fee, suiting the demands of our enterprise cash flows. This comes with a debit card to assist with your payments. We aid your collections by offering you point of sale machines to assist in case you have customers who come into your premises and they do not want to pay with cash, they want to pay with a card. So we offer point of sale machines as well. And to also assist your collections further, should your businesses close late, you have businesses that operate quite late. So you do not want to be stuck with cash and have to take that cash home. So we have cash deposit machines located at our key branches. You can walk into one of our branches, secure yourself in one of the rooms that has a cash deposit machine and do your transaction at whatever time. You do not need to go home with that cash. I think I'll pause here to just emphasize the importance of channeling your deposits through to the bank. This gives us the visibility to your business, and it also gives us the visibility, the capacity that your business has, and it also helps us in the future in forming lending decisions. It is critically important that you do channel your proceeds through the bank. Whatever you sell, you channel it through the bank. We handle your collections. After we've done that, how do we then facilitate your payments? What we've done as Standbic Bank is we have gone very digital in this space as well. So we have rolled out two key digital platforms, that is Enterprise Online and Business Online. These are safe to use platforms that allow you to pay your suppliers, to pay your workers, to also do your telegraphic transfers, purchase your foreign exchange in need. It also allows you, it has a bulk instant money functionality of Enterprise Online, which allows you to pay your wages. So you find that our casual workers sometimes resist opening a bank account. But what you can do is you can still pay your wages through to their cell phones, and they can access their salaries from any of our ATMs. We also give you access to another digital platform called SmartPay, which allows you to pay your taxes. And as the discussion unfolds, you understand that being up to date with your regulatory requirements in terms of paying your taxes, paying your annual returns is key to allowing you to have a smooth access to finance, because that forms a part of the decision making when we are assessing whether or not to give you finance. So we have SmartPay that helps you to be up to date with your tax payments. And at a time like this, as Chileshe and Letitia alluded to earlier, with COVID-19 having turned the world on its head, it's critical that as social distancing becomes key, that you use digital platforms, and you embrace digital platforms where you can transact from your premises or from wherever you are without necessarily having to go into a banking hall. It also saves you time. So if you think about the hassle of trying to drive to a branch, it saves you time. And for an entrepreneur, time is money. I can have the next slide, please. Before I go into this slide, on the previous slide, on helping me to save. So after you've deposited your cash and you've made some payments, what do you do with what has been left over? Thank you, Letitia. What do you do with what has been left over? How do we help you then to save? And what we saw with the COVID-19 pandemic, when it hit, our enterprise businesses were hardest hit. They were unlike the largest corporates who had some excess capital on the side and were able to absorb the shocks that came with a slowdown in the businesses as a result of the restriction of movement of customers and of people, as a result of the restriction of goods across the borders. So you found that our enterprise customers were left out in the cold trying to figure out how to continue paying rent, how to continue paying salaries, and how to continue meeting general overhead expenses. Larger corporates, in my opinion, had a softer landing, whilst enterprise customers who could not fall back on financing or on any savings were hardest hit. I believe the lesson to pick up here is where we can, and a lesson that we must pick up, that we must master the discipline of putting away a little something for that rainy day. This can be in the form of a call account, which you can open with us, and this allows you to continue transacting, or a fixed deposit account. Also allows you to place money for a period of time. And the key here is that the longer you lend money to the bank keep for you, the higher the interest rate that you will earn. For some of our customers who are also interested in government paper, we do facilitate your investments in treasury bills for less than 1 year investments, and also those who are interested in longer term investments. We also do facilitate your investments in bonds as well. That's in government paper. It also allows you, once you've put something away, to take advantage of emerging opportunities for your business. I believe the slide that we're on is a slide that's of most interest. Most of you will agree with me that the number one need of the majority of our entrepreneurs is to grow. Help me grow. The question is, how do we as Stanbic respond to your need to grow? I know I have put some broad things, but I will tackle them one by one. As Stanbic, in our various engagements with our customers, we have drawn and learned from our customers a lot of insights on how we should respond to their challenges. What is the key challenge in terms of accessing finance? And you find, as I speak to our proposition, we have led by understanding those challenges and being able to respond to those needs. What I will look at firstly is the engine for any business, and that is really your working capital. Your working capital, put simply, is your debtors, the people who owe your business money. These are really your customers who you've extended credit to. Your creditors, people your business owes money, and these are your suppliers. And then stock, what you sell to your customers. These three aspects of your business are critical. And these are the financing solutions that we then are positioned to respond to in terms of assisting you to navigate working capital challenges. I'll start with debtors. And I'll give a scenario where you have supplied X Limited company with 50,000 kwacha worth of goods, and you have invoiced them. And this large corporate that pre-COVID would pay you as soon as you deliver is now saying that they can only pay you after 60 days because they too have equally been impacted by the slowdown in business. In the meantime, you have pressure to pay rent, you have pressure to pay salaries. You come to us for help. You come to us, we look at the invoice, and we look at your invoice and say, okay, we actually do have a relationship with the off-taker, the way you supplied your goods. What we do is we then pick up the phone and engage that off-taker, confirm your invoice, and also confirm the payment date for your invoice. Once we've done this, we are then able to advance you cash against your invoice whilst you wait the payment to come after 60 days. When doing this, we will not ask you for audited financials, but what we will ask you for at the minimum is management accounts, just to ensure that you keep your records up to date, and at least you know we can ascertain the solvency of your business, and we can ascertain that your business has the capacity to absorb that kind of debt. We will not ask you for audited financials. A key challenge for our entrepreneurs is that they cannot afford most of these accounting firms. When you come to us, we know that that is a challenge. We work within your management accounts. So record keeping is key. And having even the simplest form of management accounts is key. Just knowing what your assets are, what you own, who you owe, how much came in, how much was left over, how much was spent. Be able to know your business to that level, that will give us comfort that you are able to sustain any form of leverage. Proceeding to creditors. So you have an order to supply a number of boxes of stationery to a school, but you do not have funds to pay your supplier to allow you to update the stock. You come to us and we assess your performance record with your off-taker, with the school. Have you ever failed to deliver orders before? Have you ever delivered shoddy stock? Where we then satisfy ourselves with the quality of the supplier, where you are now going to pick up your goods. And once we are happy with that, we then proceed to make payment on your behalf to your supplier, so that then you can go and deliver your goods to the school. And you will pay us back after the school has settled. That way, we facilitate you in terms of financing your orders. For this as well, we will only ask you for management accounts or any form of accountant's report. We will not ask you for audited financials, but again, record keeping is key. I'll speak to our primary lending proposition, which is under working capital finance as well. This is the Tamanga loan. The Tamanga loan is really for trading type businesses or professional service type of businesses. And this really helps our enterprise businesses and acts as a form of bridging finance. This one is based on cash flows. It's based on what you have put through your bank account. Remember the visibility that I spoke to? And we assess what you have been depositing over a period of a period of months with us. We also assess how your credit bureau status is in terms of your borrowings in the market. So you cannot have a bad debt with Bank X and have a bad debt with Bank Y and expect Bank Z to be able to lend. So it is critical that you keep your credit bureau status across the banking industry positive in order to allow you to access finance. I will speak on the last slide to the Tamanga, so I think I will proceed to speak to asset financing. Asset financing is really, you are now in the need of buying an asset. Could it be a vehicle to support logistics? You need to make some deliveries. Could it be a genset to assist you when there are power outages? What is critical here is that you must ensure that the asset that you purchase via debt, which you obtain from us, is going to directly impact your business. So this asset should have a direct impact into your working capital. How does it directly impact the growth of your business? We do discourage purchase using asset finance to finance luxurious assets which have no impact at all on your business. For asset finance, the asset itself is our security. We will ask you for some management accounts. What we've also noticed with asset financing is that our entrepreneurs would not ideally qualify for showroom vehicles. So you want to buy a delivery vehicle, but you cannot qualify a showroom vehicle. And what we've done as a bank is we've responded by partnering with specific second-hand dealers where our entrepreneurs can go and pick up vehicles which are up to 8 years old and still obtain debt with us to pay back over 3 years. And again, what we'll ask for there is that you have gone to one of our registered dealers and that you can demonstrate that the asset that you're purchasing will be directly useful into for the growth of your business, and that you have also been able to give us some form of financials to ascertain your solvency and also the viability, and also to ascertain that you have capacity to absorb the debt that is sought. Moving on to trade finance, there are times that an entrepreneur is faced with a new international supplier. So you have never transacted with this supplier. You don't trust them to pay them and send a TT over. You've never met them, and they also perhaps do not trust you. You do not trust that they will deliver. They do not trust that you will pay if they deliver before you send your funds. What we do then is that we come in as a bank to be the broker in between the two parties, the buyer and the seller. And this is what is called the letter of credit. With the letter of credit, we're just providing assurance to both parties and also providing assurance of quality. And a common misconception here is that a letter of credit is like a loan and it attracts interest. A letter of credit is not like a loan. A letter of credit is an instrument that is used to facilitate trade between two parties. And what is charged is a commission for the period that the letter of credit is running. It is not charged the way you would a loan or an overdraft facility. It's not interest. So it's absolutely affordable, and it's accessible and open for entrepreneurs who are wishing to protect themselves. We also do find entrepreneurs who are perhaps engaged in construction, and you want to bid for a tender, but the tender requires that you need a bid bond. You can come to us, and we are able to facilitate issuing you that bid bond. Sometimes entrepreneurs come to us and they need advance payment guarantee. We facilitate that as well. We also facilitate performance bonds as well. What is critical with where guarantees are concerned is that you must have a proven track record. You must ensure that you have goodwill in the industry that you are seeking to work in. So if you're in construction, working on this perhaps is your first project, always know that that first project will help you in terms of building goodwill for your next project. And we will fall back on that when we're giving our assessment in terms of whether you are good for the bond that you are seeking for us to issue on your behalf. I'll say here that leveraging a bank is not the only way that you can obtaining debt from a bank, is not the only way that you can grow. The bank has also been instrumental in creating valuable linkages between buyers and sellers, even in this time of COVID-19. So through our Africa-China agency proposition, we have partnered with over 10,000 agents in China. This means now there's no need for you to travel to China to purchase goods. We have partnered with agents in China, assuring you that once you pay for your good, you will be assured of the quality of your good. We have provided that linkage because of our strong presence in China as well, and our partnership through ICBC. Helping you protect your business. I believe here I will speak to insurance, and insurance really yourself, for your staff, and for your goods. As Standbic Bank, we are the first bank to hold an insurance brokerage license, and we are able to offer competitive rates for insurance. Insurance, yes, if you look at our income statement, insurance is an expense, but I believe it is a critical expense to ensure the continuity of your business in case of unforeseen events such as theft or fire. If I would encourage you, we recently held an online conversation about our full insurance proposition with industry experts, which is available on our Stanbic website. I'll also speak briefly around foreign exchange hedging. So another impact on a negative impact on enterprise businesses right now has been the sharp depreciation of our local currency against major currencies. And what this has done is that it has made imports more expensive. It has also severely distorted the cash flows of our customers as the rates have changed beyond what they had initially budgeted. It is possible for you to engage our global markets team to find out ways in which you can protect your cash flows from these fluctuations in the currency. In the simplest form, this can be in the form of a forward contract where you have locked in a rate, a specific time, a specific date, and a specific amount. It can also be in the form of an option. What I will say here is that the more flexibility that you obtain from the structure that you are using to protect yourself against foreign exchange movement, the more expensive the hedge becomes for you. It is critical that you understand that and you understand what the implications are of the flexibility that you are seeking to attain. Could I have the next slide, please?
Everyone, I would like to ask that you please mute your mic. Sorry, there's some background noise, Ernest. Sorry for that. I don't know who. Yeah.
I think I can still hear the noise.
Sorry, everyone, whoever you, if your mic is on, please switch it off. All right. Sorry for that, Ernest. Please go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so briefly, I'll speak to the previous slide, Letitia, if you don't mind. So I'll speak to helping you stay informed. So many a times I have heard that, the phrase, if only I had known. As a bank, we strive to, oh, Letitia, I'm still getting some feedback. I don't know if you can help.
I experienced that. Esther, could you please keep your mic on mute? Sorry, Esther, could you please keep your mic on mute? Thank you. All right, I think we can go ahead.
Okay. On helping me to stay informed. So a common phrase that we do come across with engagement with our customers is, if only I had known. And as a bank, we strive to continuously keep our customers informed of developments as they impact the business, or so that this can help shape their decision. Is it a decision on whether to order stock online from the UK at today's rate or to wait until tomorrow? So we provide information on the movement of the currencies and also on market know-how about what is affecting the currencies. We also have online conversations right now that are running on our website, just speaking to what's happening in the market. Is it a decision about whether to enter a particular industry? We provide a Purchasing Managers Index report, which gives a commentary on the trends in the various industries and helps you as you make a decision about which industry to engage in or to partake in. And then throughout our Anakazi banking, we do organize financial literacy awareness sessions to assist women become finance ready in order to obtain support from finances. Through our webinars as well, and this you can find on our Standbic website, we strive to bring awareness to various customer interventions and solutions aimed at providing business growth and also just ensuring that our customers are engaged with industry experts on subjects that are affecting their day-to-day businesses. Helping me protect my dream. I think this is critical in this time. What we did see post 19th March, when the government announced the critical measures to curtail the spread of COVID-19, the word stay at home rang through the nation and businesses went into slowdown. Hospitality, tourism industries and other industries were hardly hit, and some are still reeling from that blow. Some businesses shut down completely while others had to trim back and shed staff. Late payments became order of the day. inflationary, and this was just compounding what we were already experiencing with inflationary pressures, weakening exchange rates, which made imports, as I've already said, more expensive. What the bank did was we stepped in to offer payment holidays to our customers who had already borrowed from us. And in engagement with our customers, we offered payment holidays on either interest or principal, or indeed or payment holidays on both. And what we also did was for our customers who have continued to pick up opportunities, even in this time of COVID-19, especially our customers who were within the medical related field, applying medical related stock, we were able to step in and assist with working capital support to assist them to pick up on these opportunities. We have continued to stand with our customers in this time, and we are confident that our customers will emerge stronger once this wave passes. My next slide, please. On this slide, I'll speak to our primary offering, which is the Tamanga loan. And our primary offering is cash flow based, like I did say. So you need to have banked with us for 2 years. We'll look at your deposits over the last 6 months. We'll look at your credit reference bureau status, and we'll also look at whether you've had any check dishonors over the last 6 months. I believe, in summary, I'd like to say that I am grateful to our participants for making time out of your schedules today to have coffee with Stanbic, and we do look forward to building up on this engagement and helping you to grow your business and take you to the next level. Thank you very much. I look forward to the Q&A at the end of the session. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Eunice. Next up, we have Miss Rose Bisi, and she's going to give you all just her experience with Stanbic and how she was able to manage and grow her business because of the facilities of and the Anakaza banking. Rose, over to you.
Good morning, everyone. So I'm just going to go off camera as well. But I just wanted you to see that it is I, so I'm just going to keep to time. Thank you for the introduction. I'm just going to take you through very briefly my experience and my journey that I've had with Anakazi Banking as well as Standbic Bank. So by way of introduction, the main business line that I have is I founded an events management and a media platform services provider where I look at how we can engage women in terms of having empowerment opportunities that are related to events, as well as create a platform that will share experiences and stories that will trigger youth unemployment. So from the Style with Roses perspective, this has been an experience I've had for the last 3 years with Anakazi Banking and Standbic Bank, and it's been the main core of our service provision where our revenue mainly comes from. So in terms of that business, this is where I actually encountered SheTrades and WEDF launch, which I hosted in 2018 itself, as I've been managing a lot of premium and VIP events as a host, but very biased towards those that have got an underlying tone when it comes to women empowerment. So when we looked at the platform that I created with Style with Roses, it was about creating content that speaks to youth entrepreneurs and women, especially, that we take our passion and our ideas into something that becomes a bankable business proposition. So in the journey over the last few years of putting this idea together is what has led me to this point where you see that I recently took up the responsibility of turning around a private TV station that has been in existence since 2008 and has gone through some transformation and changes, but it is a very strong platform that will enable us to have a voice that speaks to life transformation. And because the value systems resonated with me, this is something that I feel is still going to carry on the long-term plan of what my vision has been, to establish a business that speaks to women employment and youth unemployment as well, which really we all agree is an issue globally. So for me, in terms of how do I target something that is going to really have an impact, we all know then you obviously need finance to be able to do that. So in gratitude, the journey for me with Anakazi Banking and Stanbic Bank has been that they've supported the area of Style with Roses by always engaging my services when it comes to hosting their events. I'm proud to say I actually did their flagship event when the Anakazi Banking solution was actually unveiled about 3 years ago. And since then, we've worked on a partnership where I facilitate training for women entrepreneurs that are targeted in the different provinces in Zambia. This has got two-way benefit in that it has helped the business grow from the revenues that they put in with the services that they engage from me, and as well as reaching out to the different women that are exposed to the Anakazi platform in terms of one of the main pillars of what the Anakazi solution provides, which is knowledge sharing. So we have all of these workshops that we established throughout the country, and then we have different topics when it comes to finance. How do you grow your business? Where do you get help from when it comes to the different elements of your business? Because one of the realities that we have is, as women, we become very scared when it comes to taking business decision, taking risks, or taking actual formal investment that would be financing from a financial institution or a bank. Would rather grow our businesses through bootstrapping, family and friends, and our own investment, which I'm also guilty of, because as I've explained to you, much of the business has grown from hosting events and using that revenue to then feed into the media platform. But that being said, that is also an opportunity that a woman can use in making decisions that you know that your long-term goal is this is where you want to be. How do you get to that point? So it's in the small steps that you take in making that decision and partnering with women empowering platforms like your Anakazi and your Standbic Bank, and that's worked very well for me, because through this platform is where I've learned how to actually have my business in order. So looking at the actual experience itself, apart from supporting my business in terms of the service provision, the corporate communications, the hosting of events, the training of women, which all of them come invoiced, I've been able to then create a track record with the bank. And over time, this is something that becomes a reference point that Eunice was speaking to, that when you have a business, at least have a track record that shows what type of a business that you're in, how you're generating that income, and how you're spending it. Because that helps make a decision in stabilizing you as a business, but at the same time gives the financier an opportunity to see how they can trust you, how they can help you, and how they can leverage off what you have to offer and be able to help stabilize and solidify you. So for me, my Stanbic experience has been about taking that risk and understanding a seamless process when it comes to where I keep my money. To the intro, the reason why I talked about the business that I do, events management services, you understand that I work with a different range of corporate customers, individual customers who are in the same industry. And over time, I have found that if I'm working with a particular financial institution, they've engaged my services, they want our business proposition, I ended up having accounts from different financial institutions. So then I would split what I would earn monthly to make sure that I'm servicing 4 or 5 different bank accounts, just because I'm building that relationship and I'm keeping it. And then when it comes to you being exposed to information and ensuring that you keep in touch with your partners, like through Anakazi, we've got a lot of networking sessions. Can you imagine, after 3 years, the penny dropped. Last year, we had a trip that we took to Paris, which was a knowledge sharing trip as well. When we went to Paris, we had a lot of Stanbic department heads that started speaking to us about the different solutions that they offered. pretty much what Eunice has been speaking about. And then the penny dropped. You can imagine, I've been with them for 3 years, and then the penny only dropped like a few months ago. And they talked about how it's actually quite important for you to have a track record within one institution, because that's what's going to help them make a decision. So many times, despite my great relationship with Stanbic Bank and Anakazi, I'm their girl, I'm their person. Every time I want to, like, guys, I need help with my business. I need my business to grow. They're not going to base that decision on the great relationship that we have. They love me to bits, I know that, and I love them, but it's not enough. I still needed to go through the due diligence process of what is your business about? What is it that you need? What is your vision? What are your goals? Where are you getting the revenue from? Because they need to have that assurance that you've got the capability to be able to pay back if they invest in you. And most importantly, you have a plan. One of the outlying areas of concern that we have every time when we interact with women entrepreneurs in the training sessions is that you find that a lot of us women don't even have a business plan. Now, if you don't have a business plan, means you don't even have a financial projection. If you don't have a financial plan or a projection, it means you don't even know what money you need and how much you need for your business. So I had to get to that point where for the last few years, I've been just focused on ensuring that my business vision, my business plan is very clear, and I have a financial projection of understanding where most of my revenue came from. And it's at that point where I realized that much of my revenue streams were coming from events management. So from events management, every time I'm pulling in this money now, instead of spreading it across so many different fora, I just gave myself a time frame. Like for the next 6 months to so, I'm just going to put my money in one pool. And I started just managing it within the Stanbic account. And before you know it, I didn't even have to go to them. One day I just got that call that I always used to hear other friends, talk about, like, I got a call, I've got an offer for you. And it's like, how come they aren't calling me and I'm their person? Why aren't they calling me? I mean, don't they like me anymore? But then the one day the call came. It was like, I think early this year, actually. It was like, oh, Rose, you qualify for, Style with Roses has been doing great. And now you qualify for a Tamanga loan. We're going to offer you this amount. Oh, fantastic. Great. So then I said, now let me try and put myself together. Now, if I'm going to get an investment or if you're going to get a loan, it's not about you spending it on what you like. Now, I like shoes and clothes and all those things, but that's not what this Tamanga loan is going to be for. I'm committed to my business. I want my business to grow. So I became very specific about what I needed this loan for. And once I made that decision and decided I'm going to go for it, I then started having a whole journey around now putting my paperwork together. And through that is where even a penny dropped in one area in which I wasn't actually compliant, that now small businesses actually need to have trade licenses. So one of the documents that the bank required from me was your trade license and your fire license for your business. And now I had just finished renovating these amazing offices of mine and operating as a commercial business, but I didn't have a trading license. Now, having gone through the bank and the checklist, that's when you realize I actually need it for my business. So apart from now me being compliant, being eligible for the facility at the bank, it has also made my business compliant because now I've been able to get all those documents from the council and be sure that I am now a registered business and I've got all my commercial displays, which means I'm in right standing with the law. So it's very, very important to have your documentation in order, to be of right standing and to ensure that you meet your commitments. So what started off as a very exciting and a great year, January, yes, I've got my Tamanga loan and now I'm going to go all out and do what I need to do. That was like January, February. I had it all figured out. And believe me, girls, it was a great start to a year for me. I mean, the first months of the year, I had opportunities coming out of my ears. People had engaged me for events. I had invoices, like literally purchase orders, invoices right up until May. It was a very busy year for me. My pipelines were full and I was in the money. I was really rolling. And it wasn't an issue because even with the Tamanga loan, I worked out where these are the kind of installments I'll be paying every month and I'm going to give it back. Oh, ladies, now end February, March, then comes COVID. I've had a nice conversation with the bank. They're very excited about me. I'm excited about this money that I've gotten. I'm going to put it in my business. Then COVID comes. So that meant that within 24 to 48 hours, ladies, there was now cancellations, postponements, all those events. That pipeline was dry in less than 7 days. I was like, oh my God, what happens next? So quickly, what I did do was I realized that, you know what, I just need to come clean. This means that I'm not now going to be able to start servicing this Tamanga loan, which is going to start in March. So I quickly then wrote a letter to my bank and I said, listen, this is what has happened with the unexpected hit of COVID. That means all the planning that I had and all the events that I was supposed to do are not going to happen. So I wrote a letter and I all the proof of all the confirmed events that I had, the invoices that had been committed to, purchase orders, some of which were already in the pipeline, and I presented it to the bank. So in no time, I think it was within 24 to 48 hours, I even became a case study for the bank, because that's when they were also coming up with solutions like, how do we meet our clients halfway? How do we support our small businesses during this time, especially people in spaces like myself, where you're in the services provision space? So they then said, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to give you a payment holiday. So they gave me 3 months that you don't have to start paying your installments now. You can start paying them sometime in May. We have to just see how this situation runs. But that only came about because I allowed myself to be vulnerable. I allowed myself to be real. I was truthful. That's very, very important if you're going to be in a good relationship with your finances. You know, they're not as rigid as they are. Yes, a lot of decisions are now digital. You're not speaking to a person at the end of the other side, but there is a team. There'll always be people who will make the decision based on how much information and how trustworthy and how real you are with the finances. So help for women businesses is there. So I have been enjoying a payment holiday for 3 months. And lo and behold, COVID has stretched. We were all expecting that by April, so things will normalize. They haven't normalized. So guess who went running back to her finances and said, hey guys, this COVID still hasn't finished. What must happen? I still haven't started running my business full time. So I've earned myself an extra month of a payment holiday. And still, I will still pay my obligations to the bank as per the installments that are there. But it just allows you that relief. And during this time, it's not like now you're in a payment holiday and you're going to sleep and not think of anything else to do. We're having a brilliant coffee session right now because we've now started being innovative about how do we continue running our businesses under these times. So I've had to be innovative and creative as well, that I may not have 5 events that are generating revenue for me to start servicing my obligations. I've had to look at different ways of how my business must continue in order for me to start servicing my obligations. So in short, what I'm saying is be real with your finances, share your business challenges, look for creative and innovative ways of how you're going to still manage your business. Well, for me, as I position myself in terms of going out there and putting things online, this is how the opportunity with CBC television came up. Much as it was a 3-year plan, now there was an opportunity for me to still work in an area of which I had the plan and the vision for. And now I can still put myself in a situation where revenue streams can start opening up through another channel that I've now opened up that will still have me maintain a good relationship with my finances. So in short, one of the key areas is that as women, we need to talk to each other. We need to keep exposing ourselves to opportunities such as this, where we have conversations around what is happening and you learn 1 or 2 things. If you're not going out there and getting involved in workshops when they're announced, Anakazi always has these knowledge hubs. We do them like every other month. We have training sessions at the main center. SheTrades have been doing something online. You've got to read, you've got to get involved, apply, sign up for these online webinars, sign up for the workshops, sign up for the training sessions. Start building those relationships with your finances. The banks are not any, they're your friends. And what seems attainable, don't be scared. People talk about crazy interest rate, but there's always customized solutions that are just for you. So today, my part here was just to share my experience, to encourage you and to let you know that there are possibilities that are out there, and it doesn't matter how small or how big. You don't have to go when we talk about investments. Standbic Bank doesn't have to give you $1 million or 1 million kwacha if you don't need it. If you need 50,000 kwacha, that's what's going to take you to the next level. That's fine. Work it out in your own plan, and that's what you present. And make sure that you've just followed the steps of all your paperwork and you've got everything that you need, and you will have an amazing relationship with your finances. So ladies, let's just kill this myth that women are not risk takers. If you love yourself and you believe in your business so much, there's no harm in asking for financing. There's no harm in asking for help, but just make sure that you pay back, because it's important that you keep your records, your reputation, and your name clean at the credit bureau. So I'm just enjoying the services at my Anakazi banking experience, my Stanbic experience. And thank you to SheTrades and ITC, who also supported the journey, that I was able to be one of the community members right from the start, even before they launched in Zambia. And these women platforms that are out there for us women are really helping us grow. And we can only get bigger and better from now on. So be encouraged. Thank you for joining us this morning, and let's keep talking.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Rose. Everything you've said, from the financial aspect to building your confidence and being vulnerable and truthful, all of these are very relevant, because it is not a smooth path. You learn during the process of getting financing, and you touched on a number of things. What we're going to do next is we'll have the questions and answer session, and we'll ask both Eunice and Rose to give us some tips and advices for women to easily get finance. What do they need to do and know before approaching a bank? What do they need to prepare? What do they need to have updated? So just a few tips and advices, nothing too long. We're over time, but we will have some time for questions and answers. But Rose, I really do appreciate the fact that you mentioned how important financial modeling is correct, your financial projection. And to everyone, the due diligence process is essential. And this goes not just in the financing, but also for the team. They need to know that the team is strong, that if something like COVID comes in, that you're going to be resilient. So there are a number of due diligence process points that take place, and you need to learn about this. Rose, you also mentioned that it is important to talk to each other, to build each other up, and to find out how can one improve, because we all have a different journey, we all have a different inspiration, a different business idea, and by working together we can just benefit. And I think, Rose, you really did wrap it up very well. So in this case, Shileshi, I think you and I are going to be working on the questions and answers. While I've spoken, please can you ask a few questions that are coming from the audience, and I will also put together some questions that I see. I can see also that there are some people asking about SheTrades Invest. I will wrap up about SheTrades Invest procedure and how we do our selection process. So please stay tuned. Also, if you have not applied to SheTrades Invest, please do, because we facilitate and build a pipeline of financiers through SheTrades Invest. Shileshi, over to you.
Thank you, everyone, for your interactions. I have a question from Shupi here. It's a question to Stanbic. Are you going to take advantage of the Bank of Zambia facility to lend and on-lend fresh money to MSMEs, especially women, other than extending payment holidays? So has Stanbic taken advantage of the Bank of Zambia facility on extending credit to women? If you can just share some information about that. I will go question by question. Eunice, you may answer.
Thank you, Chileshe, and thank you, Shupi, for that question. Yes, Stanbic Bank has participated in the stimulus fund that has been made available for SMEs and MSMEs as well. What we are doing is we're approaching it in two aspects. Looking at our customers who are currently exposed to debt with us, and we're looking at passing on the benefit of cheaper, lower interest rates to those as well, so that they too can benefit. We're also looking at our customers who we are onboarding and now starting to lend to within our credit criteria, to see that when we are lending to them, we are also passing on the benefit of a lower interest rate. So we have tapped in.
Okay, thank you. The next question is, from my understanding, did you say that there's a pre-approved loan, meaning that only based on deposits, I'm able to extend, or Stanbic is able to extend credit to a customer? Or do we need additional requirements apart from the deposits that are made into our account? And do our accounts also qualify as management accounts, or do we need to have separate management accounts of our own that we have books of record keeping? Thank you.
So yes, the Tamanga facility is actually a pre-approved loan. And as Rose said, you will get a phone call from us informing you, or we'll inform you via text, or we'll call you informing you that you have an amount that's available to you. And in terms of how to access it, or first how it comes about, it's based on the turnover that we have seen on your account. In terms of documentation that we will ask for you from you, is your trading license, your up-to-date tax returns, your up-to-date PACRA returns as well. And what you will then do, in fact, we're rolling out on the digital platform tomorrow, is that for our sole proprietor entrepreneurs, after you receive the call, you walk into any of our branches, have a 5-minute discussion with our customer consultant without filling in any additional information beyond the terms and conditions. The funds will be dispersed into your account. So it is, yes, a pre-approved facility. Then moving on to management accounts. The management accounts are the accounts that are prepared internally by your business, by your accountant. Like I said, a key challenge is affordability of external accounting firms. So it is your internal account.
Thank you very much for the clarification. A question for Rose. How did the loan impact your business? Was it difficult to make repayments? Apart from the COVID crisis, was it simple for you to make repayments and service your loan? How was the experience?
The experience just recently started. It's easy for you to make the repayments if you've done your own financial projections. So you'll only take an amount that you know you can manage. So I put myself in a situation where I knew that whatever installments that I had to pay back on a monthly basis was something that was manageable. So it has been tolerable. I don't know about easy, but tolerable in the sense that I committed myself within my means. Don't overcommit when you're not very sure where your income is going to come from. And that's why it's important for you to plan. And even when the loan is extended to you, that is why the bank will ask you where your source of revenue is, and you will have to show that proof. So I was able to do that, and that I held on to a certain amount that I was able to then pay back every month. And remember, I've been quick to say I'm still enjoying the payment holiday. So my installments only resume from next month. And now you guys have exposed me, because now I've got my enterprise banker here. Now she'll remember to ask for my payment next month. So I'll have to start being a good girl again.
Thank you. Before we go back into due diligence, there's a question from Samba. If an entrepreneur has just developed a product, can Stanbic finance such an entrepreneur even when the account with Stanbic is newly opened? Hello, Eunice. There's a question to Stanbic. If an account is newly opened, can Stanbic still finance this entrepreneur?
Hi, Eunice. You might need to unmute yourself.
Okay, perhaps we'll get back to Eunice in a moment. We may have another colleague from Stanbic answer this question for us. But can we please also have clarification on what is due diligence, Letitia, or a colleague from Stanbic, if you can share exactly what is due diligence and the process.
Thanks for the question. I think actually, Marco, if you're online, I think you would be the best person to explain what due diligence is. But also, from what I know, is that each bank has a different due diligence procedure, and they look at the different documents that are needed, whether your financing your finances have been audited, whether your team is strong. But Marco, I think you can elaborate on that. I will unmute you. Stanbic would also like to know, what is your due diligence process? Marco, you unmuted. Hi, Marco, are you there? Okay, so Eunice, could you elaborate on what is Stanbic's due diligence process? I will unmute you, and then Rose, if you could also give your experience on the due diligence process, what you had to put together, that will also be great.
Okay, sure. So some of the main requirements when it comes to due diligence is your registration of your company, and also your annual returns. Ensure that you are compliant with the regulations such as PACRA, ZRA, and the other was just the also your updated financial records, like in the last 3 months or so, how has your account been performing? And they also look at your professional as well as personal references, because they will then tie that into the credit bureau. It's not even like a hectic process. There are forms that are readily provided by the bank that you fill in that have questionnaires within them. So the due diligence process is actually quite comfortable and manageable. It's mainly around how compliant your business is, how you've been managing it well. That's why we say it's very important for you to ensure that you're constantly updating your annual returns. If your business has got a financial year end, have you done your financials for that particular year? So they're really looking for you to be up to date in all areas of compliance when it comes to business expectations. So that's what I have to say about that.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. So yes, please make sure that you have all your documents well organized. So if someone asks you for something, you can easily bring it up and say, "Here, this is what I have. Everything is audited. I've paid my tax." Of course, though, I think Rose, you can clarify, but does Stanbic tell you beforehand what they expect from you, or it's an ongoing conversation?
They'll tell you beforehand. So when you become eligible, they'll then give you a process. You'll get an email that details out what the requirements are. They'll give you a list. There's a checklist, and as well as through the forms, they'll let you know what the expectations are. And then you also need to go and physically go and commit yourself in terms of signing the form, witness that will support your application so that the records are up to date. So you are well prepared before you make the decision.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I think we're going to conclude for now. We will be sharing with everyone the slides and the recording. And in addition to that, just to answer some of the questions of SheTrades Invest, if you would like to be connected with our financiers, please do apply to SheTrades Invest. You can find this on the SheTrades.com platform on the project page. And we have different surveys in different languages, and in this case for Zambia it would be English, so you can apply there. And also what we do is we have the criteria of our financiers. So for example, we will have the criteria of Standbic Zambia. We have we know exactly what it is that they're looking for, what their products are, and based on that we then look at the entrepreneur, where they stand, whether they startups, mature, and so on. And we do the connection based on the profile of our entrepreneur and the investment criteria of our financier, and then we do the matchmaking. So if your profile matches what the financiers are looking for, you will be connected, okay? So please always make sure that all your documents are on check. If you have a pitch deck, you can upload that as well. And also make sure that your email is correct. Make sure that you put, if you do, of course, have a website, that you put in your website as well, because it also is a good point of reference for the financier. And everything else is quite straightforward. The questions: how much are you looking for? What sort of financial instruments are you looking for? Debt, trade finance, working. So once you tell us everything that you need for your business, we will then also cross-check with what our financiers have to offer. All right. To everyone, thank you so much for being here today. We will be having more webinars based on partners in Zambia and globally. So please do stay tuned. If you've registered for the webinars, you will be getting the email, the notifications. And in addition to that, to Eunice and to Rose, to Stanbic team, thank you so much for being with us. In addition to that, Stanbic has been kind enough to also provide coaching sessions for women. If you're interested in a coaching session, and so please log on to this link. We will send this to you by email, expressing your interest and also giving us feedback on what you thought about the webinar for us to improve as well. So with that said, to everyone, thank you so much. We also have a video up on SheTrades.com. If you don't necessarily know how to use it, you can go onto YouTube, type in SheTrades.com to learn more about our platform. And with that said, Shilesh, do you have any final words?
I would like to thank everybody for their support and everybody else for tuning in. We seem to have some technical problems with some of the participants that were not able to join us today. We're going to send them all a recording as well as the slides and the link to access Stanbic products. I would encourage you all to continue this conversation with Stanbic. I know you have a lot more answers. And within the slides, we have shared the contact details of Mwangala Mutao. Please feel free, she's very friendly. You can send her a message or give her a call, set an appointment to meet with her and see what Stanbic products and services are useful to you and your business at this time. All the best and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shileshi. And to everyone, please enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.